Hi there. Before we get into the full review of this product, Tinnitus Miracle, I just wanted to say that I've looked into this very closely, and this is by far the top selling internet product on how to cure your tinnitus. I've also looked into Thomas Coleman, who is the creator of the product, and he has an absolutely fantastic reputation. So what I'm going to do is just walk you through the process of buying this and downloading it. Before I do that though, I just wanted to make a point of this here, the super bonus. Thomas Coleman, the creator of the product, actually offers a 3-month free one-on-one counselling sort of coupon here if you buy the product. Now that's not quite what it sounds. It's not like you can go meet him or anything, but what it really means is that you will have his email address, or well, his team's email address. So if any time over the next 3 months the product isn't working for you, or you're not happy with it, or anything like that, or you just have some questions, you can actually email his team personally and they will get back to you, and that will be a fantastic help. So yeah, I'd say that's not to be overlooked really. I imagine it's likely that you will get one of his team coming back to you rather than him, because I know they sell hundreds, sometimes thousands of copies of this very popular product. So what I'm going to do now is just show you how you download it. Quite simple really, just order now, and this will take you onto the ClickBank marketplace. I've bought hundreds of things from ClickBank for various reviews before, so I'm just going to do PayPal, but if you don't have PayPal, you can always fill in your credit card details here. And that's it. Quite simply, it takes you through to this page. You hit pay now, and we'll just wait for this to go through. So there you go, our payment was approved, and now we just need to complete the order. So yeah, it's all pretty obvious, but just if you did have any sort of worries about buying a program from the internet, then this is all you really need to know. It's really, really very simple. Okay, so let's take a much closer look at Tinnitus Miracle and see what's actually inside the product. In the early part of the system, Thomas Coleman, who you can see here, talks about his own struggle and what he went through in his search to cure his own tinnitus. It's not easy, and at points it seemed like, you know, quite an emotional story for him to be relaying, because it's obviously such a horrible thing to go through. But it's definitely worth taking a look at that, because once you kind of understand his journey, you can see how he came to the various conclusions that he came to inside the ebook. And he gives you what he calls the roadmap to recovery, which means he's giving you all the information and all the various different conclusions and different ideas, and you're going to be able to take from that and put together your own perfect treatment. So in the early part of the book, he lays a lot of the groundwork. For instance, he looks at what is tinnitus and why does it happen, and he also looks at how the ear works, which is quite important that you understand. And this was a really, really good part of the book. He explains clearly the 3 major factors that cause tinnitus, and it's essential that you understand these in order to get the right treatment. Now this was a really great part of the book. He gives you a survey made up of 42 in-depth questions. When you go through that, you'll be asked various questions, and what you will have to do is answer them as honestly as possible, and at the end you'll be able to judge how serious your condition actually is, and that's really, really important to put you in place to actually select the right treatment for yourself. So it's kind of like a self-diagnosis, I would say. One of the major parts of this book is where he looks in depth at 12 different treatment options that you can use to soothe the painful symptoms of your tinnitus. Now, 12 different treatment options. This is where the bulk of the book is actually made up, because he doesn't just mention them, he talks in depth about how effective they are, any side effects, and what types of what types of severity that these different treatment options can be used on. So I would definitely take a look at that part of the book. One really interesting part of the book as well was 4 things you can do today in order to get some relief. These things wouldn't cure you or be a long-term cure, but they might help you very quickly get some relief from the pain of what you're actually going through. This was very interesting. He gave 3 real-life case studies of people that he's actually spoken to and studied in depth of how they managed to also cure their tinnitus. And that was a real insight, because although he speaks about himself, seeing how other people have dealt with it really opens up new angles and new ideas, really. I would say that probably the main part of the book and the most interesting and useful bit is this. He includes detailed information on the exact 5 steps that you can use to cure your tinnitus. It's what he used, and it's what other people are using all over the world. So of course that is the main body of the text, I would say. Are there any downsides to this product? Well, nowadays when you buy an online product like this, you would expect to get an audio with it, or maybe some video content as well, because 360 pages or however long it was, is quite a lot to take in, just in that sort of format. So nowadays when I buy a product like this, I would expect to get something in audio, but in terms of the actual Tinnitus Miracle system and its chances of curing you and making your life better, I couldn't find any holes in it. So it looked like a very complete system, and there are so many testimonials talking about it and saying that it helped, so many people saying that it helped them. I think it looks like a perfect product from that standpoint. So I hope you enjoyed this in-depth review, and I really hope it helps you out and helps you to cure your own tinnitus.